Shout out to our sponsor, Dollar Shave Club.
See why over 3 million members love Dollar Shave Club. They're so confident in the quality of all their products, now you can get your first month of the club for free. Just pay shipping.
After that, it's just a few bucks a month, no long-term commitment, no hidden fees. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/no. Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Reisinger.
What do you get when you take a beloved classic, remix it, and strip everything people loved about it away?
Something bad.
Dead Rising 4.
Okay.
Apparently.
Fans have already been wary about some of the many changes coming to the next entry in the Dead Rising series by Capcom Vancouver. But now, the developer seems to have struck a nerve, because in addition to not having series staples like a time limit, the old school food system, and no escorting survivors, Dead Rising 4 won't even have campaign co-op, an omission Capcom may have been trying to keep under wraps.
So taking away all those features naturally has fans wondering if the game can even be called Dead Rising anymore. Those were staples. It's like the World War Z of video games at this point. They took the name and then made a completely different thing out of it.
Yeah.
So now we've got a discussion on our hands about whether or not it's okay for a developer to reinvent with a sequel and when their changes go too far.
Yeah, the latest bit of news to upset Dead Rising fans comes from a recent Twitch stream on Expert Zone community. As part of their Play and Learn series, they had Capcom Vancouver on to demo Dead Rising 4's multiplayer.
In the stream, it was revealed that the 4-player co-op, a feature that Capcom Vancouver has been hyping for the game since it was officially unveiled at E3, doesn't extend to the actual campaign. According to the developer, the story mode is single-player only, which would be a big change for the series after campaign co-op was present in Dead Rising 2 and 3.
Instead, the only instance of co-op in Dead Rising 4 is a separate 4-player mode starring a new roster of characters. And more than that, this mode won't actually be a free roam mode at all, like fans were hoping.
Rather, the 4 players will work together inside Willamette Mall to complete quick mini-games. Oh boy! Trying to survive to the end of the day. It seems more like a modified version of Left 4 Dead, honestly, than Dead Rising, which could have been an interesting enough diversion, but what fans wanted was campaign co-op, so now the internet rage machine is spooling up again.
Yeah, get that gasoline inside there.
No one's had anything to hate since Infinite Warfare came out.
We need more. Part of that has to do with early rumors about the game, which painted it as a Dead Rising remake, but with 4-player functionality. So it's not exactly Capcom's fault that fans went and got hopeful about it.
Wow.
Yeah, except that they've been advertising the game as having seamless 4-player co-op for the last few months without giving any other details.
And considering that all of the previous games had the seamless co-op, your fans can be forgiven for misunderstanding that seamless meant seamless.
Yeah.
Naturally, some fans are now accusing them of being purposefully misleading, trying to hide the fact that the campaign is actually single-player only. Seamless is typically code for being able to drop in and out of that single-player experience.
Yeah, a quick glance at the Xbox and GameStop listings of Dead Rising 4 don't really paint a picture one way or the other. On Xbox.com, it's simply listed as having 4-player co-op. GameStop's product description, however, says you can team up with friends to complete missions in seamless 4-player co-op or quick match and join a game in progress with players around the world.
This is actually just the latest in a string of changes coming to Dead Rising 4 that have been giving fans plenty of pause. Over the last couple of months, fans have been voicing concerns about how Capcom Vancouver is tackling the franchise.
One of the first big complaints attached to Dead Rising 4 came out of E3 when Capcom said that the new game would be ditching a series staple, the classic time limit. That one was sort of a mixed bag for gamers. While many love the time limit of the previous games, often found it to turn the game into busy work.
Yes, and it can be. So Capcom's gradually been lessening the emphasis on that feature the last few games anyway, so it wasn't too big of a surprise to see it gone. Dead Rising 3 sort of had it present in a few side missions, but in general, that game was much more forgiving with a 7-day limit.
Yeah, and when we spoke to Capcom at E3, they said it was mostly because the fans had been asking for it, and they decided that they ultimately wanted to give them more time to explore Willamette and do fun activities and kill zombies. They also indicated that co-op would have time limits, which seemed to temporarily placate fans.
However, what really set fans off was Capcom's announcement of Dead Rising 4 DLC, which brings back a mode with a timer, so you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Included in the $24.99 season pass, along with a 4-player mini golf mode,
Cool.
is Frank Rising, a timer-based single-player campaign edition where Frank is trying to fight off a zombie infection.
Take away a feature fans love and just charge them for it later in DLC. That's a perfect move.
Modern game.
Yeah.
More controversy happened with series fans back in June when it was discovered that Frank West's voice actor, Terrence J. Rotolo, had been recast for Dead Rising 4. Rotolo indicated on social media that he wasn't talked to about Dead Rising 4 at all, which led to change.org petitions, which are always super effective.
Yeah.
And massive amounts of fan comments being allegedly deleted from Capcom Vancouver's Facebook pages.
In addition to all those complaints, Dead Rising 4 has been hit with other criticisms from longtime fans that it's being dumbed down too much. Frank's health will regenerate rather than requiring him to constantly scrounge up food. The zombies at night are no longer faster and more aggressive, and there won't be any more escorting survivors. Krobycat actually has a video up full of clips summarizing all the differences coming to the game with quotes from developers.
Now, when you put all those together with the time limit, it seems like Capcom Vancouver wanted to ditch some of the barriers that had made the series hard to get into for more casual gamers. And that's understandable. It's something we've seen happen a few times in the past as well. Mass Effect, for instance, gradually skewed more towards a traditional action shooter than RPG. It's just one of the unfortunate side effects of trying to sell a lot of games to a lot of people. Also, when you get series, you naturally get people dropping off. People will play the first one and then they liked it and everything, but not enough to get the second one. And so then you get diminishing returns unless you find a way to open it up to a more mainstream audience.
But for many, the core of the series that set Dead Rising apart from other games was the survival and time management aspect of it, requiring you to juggle priorities while also dealing with hordes of zombies. It seems like Capcom could have at least kept some of those fans happy by having specific modes that cater to that type of gameplay.
Oh, but they do! $24.99 season pass. To be fair, there could be some misunderstanding here. It might still be an unannounced mode for the game, but it seems like that's what the $24.99 DLC is meant to accomplish, which isn't a great look for Capcom. And it's not a great look for them either that they weren't a little bit more upfront about how the 4-player co-op was actually going to work, because fans have had a lot more time to feel misled.
Yeah, at their recent earnings call, the company said they expect Dead Rising 4 to move at least 2 million copies, which is a pretty big bet considering it's an Xbox One exclusive. So far, exclusives haven't exactly sold like crazy for the system. We'll have to see if their changes to make the game more agreeable with casual gamers actually pay off when it comes out on December 6th.
That's not that far off, so I guess we'll see. What do you guys think of the fan outrage over Dead Rising 4's many changes, including co-op and campaign and time limits, all that stuff? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on upcoming releases, please like this video and why not just subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything, but subscribe to the know.
Describe to the know.
And yeah.
Thanks to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this update.
DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors right to your door so you don't have to keep using the same dull razor because it's a pain to get them from the store.
Yeah, I always end up doing that too. It's like once I get down to one razor, I use it for a really long time. So once they just like start coming, it's like you're free.
Yeah.
They've got a whole lineup of razors too, so you can decide just how fancy you want to get with your shaving, plus extras like Dr. Carver's shave butter, mint cedarwood body cleanser, this really nice smelling amber lavender soap, peppermint butt wipes, you name it, they've probably got it, and it probably smells awesome.
I haven't tried the butt wipes.
Yeah,
I want to
they're
try
fun.
them.
They're fun, to be honest.
Dollar Shave Club is so confident in the quality of all their products, now you can get your first month of the club for free. Just pay shipping.
After that, it's just a few bucks a month. There's no long-term commitment. There are no hidden fees. There's no reason not to do it. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/no.